Rich Rising. I should be saying rich evening. uh, I wanted to do a channeled message because I received affirmations. I received affirmations and confirmations. And recently, and I received insight. Alexa, pause. I received insight maybe like last year sometime before the year was over in regards to dualistic nature of the light and dark side of ourselves, of a person, you know. It's very important to embrace both, because if you try to just feed one side and starve the other, it won't work. If you try to feed the other and starve one other side, that won't work either. So you have to embrace both sides about yourself, even the sides that you don't like, even the sides that you don't agree with, because it's still a part of you. You can't just feed your light side, be all about light, and ignore the dark side. You can't just feed your dark side, be all about dark, and ignore your light side. Chaos will ensue. All hell will break loose. It just won't be balanced. So your shadow side represents who you actually are, right? And if you're constantly working on yourself, embracing the magic within you, you know that light comes from darkness. Light is formed in darkness. Once you understand these certain aspects or certain sides about yourself, you get a little better equipped with handling yourself. I have a dark side. I think about blowing people up all the time when they piss me off. I've chosen not to act on those impulses. I let them come and I let them go simply because it's just a thought. And I value my freedom too much to allow myself to be placed in a position to where it could potentially be taken away. It's not that I'm afraid of jail or I'm afraid of harming someone. I just know, with understanding that Source looks out for me, Source also does not exempt me from punishable acts. So if I do something that causes somebody, a person, place, or thing harm, I will be made an example of, because I've seen other people get made an example for bothering me. So I leave people alone. I let them be. Doesn't mean I don't have those thoughts. I'm a Sag moon. If you know anything about fire signs, they're very loud people, loud energies. They don't mess around. And so, you know, I've accepted my dark side. I just don't spend too much time there because, you know, certain thoughts, if you let it plague you for too long, you might act upon it. And these people are not worth the trouble. They're not worth the trouble, the drama, the chaos, the trauma. I'm not going to steal my joy, steal my essence, steal my life force, my lifespan, allow it to be stripped from me because of the next person's actions. To respond with anger is to punish yourself for somebody else's actions. Now, if you do it to yourself, that's one thing. And even then, you still have to have grace. You still have to have some form of understanding. You still have to have some form of empathy. But when I was younger, and I'm so thankful for my experiences, I used to be a firecracker. Rich Rising. I used to be a firecracker. Oh, absolutely, Cheech. Thank you for being present, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming to my channel. I used to be a firecracker when I was younger. And I feel like it took me a while to calm down. I feel like that comes with emotional maturity as well as emotional independence, not allowing my peace of mind or my calmness to be disturbed by another person's behavior patterns or actions or interactions or whatever. Both of my parents are fire signs. My dad was an Aries and my mom is a Sagittarius. I happen to be a Capricorn, and I'm pretty sure there needed to be a little peaceful individual in the family because it was just usually something, you know. But again, don't be afraid to embrace your dark side. You can't just be all about light. You can't just be all about dark. You have to have balance because they both serve purposes, you know. It's about allowing you to reveal yourself to yourself so you can understand yourself a little better. And I don't really feel like showing my feet. If I happen to sit in a position, yeah, but that's not really what we're here for, guys. Love and light to you, Chris. Yeah, it's the dark side is just, it's a part of you that can't be ignored, because even if you try to put it off to the side, even if you try to downplay it, even if you try to sugarcoat it, even your dark side is your dark side for a reason. And again, if you are consistently working on yourself day in, day out, as far as your healing, and I've accepted that no person is ever going to just be there with their healing. You're always going to have to work on your healing. So there were moments where I probably allowed my dark side to take me to a place, and then all hell broke loose, and I had to learn how to tame that beast. I had to learn how to actually release that beast from bondage, because when you keep something tied up, when you keep it tucked away, when you try to keep it under wraps, when you try to keep it from being itself, you are preventing yourself from being your full, complete self. You're preventing yourself from embracing that version of yourself, right? You have to embrace all aspects, all sides of you in order to live freely. It's a matter of knowing what to fight for, what to fight against, and what to let go of. Not everything deserves a response. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not everything deserves your attention or your energy. So you do want to be mindful about how you are handling things, what you are responding to, what you're looking at. You know, you want to be observant, take note, and if whatever this person, place, or thing is does not serve you in any kind of way, move on. You know what I mean? That's how I learned how to get better with handling myself. I'm perfectly aware of what it is. I'm perfectly aware of what's being said. I'm perfectly aware of what's going on. But you don't even need to explain yourself majority of the time, because I've realized with certain people, they're going to have preconceived notions about you. They're already going to have an idea painted or made up in their head about you before you even say anything. And some of these people you don't even know. You know, so why should you waste your time, your energy, your effort, your resources that you more than likely aren't going to be able to get back? Because once you put it out, that's what it is, right? And you have to work on rebuilding yourself up. If you take time out of your day to try to convince somebody of something that is not you, like otherwise, right? It's a waste of time. So just embrace yourself, but embrace yourself. Rich Rising, guys. Hello from Florida. Yeah, release it, but just don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. You guys are funny. have an option of having no opinion. There is never any need to get worked up or to trouble your soul about things you can't control. These things are not asking to be judged by you. You're actually right. Thank you for affirmations, because with some distractions and some intentional energies that will come your way or get sent your way, it's to take you out of alignment from yourself, to take you out of alignment from source, to take you out of alignment from all the hard work that you've been doing thus far. So you allow yourself to get tricked out of it. You can't blame anybody other than yourself. Observation is the best tool to use, right? See everything, hear everything, feel everything, but be completely silent. It doesn't mean that it doesn't bother you. It doesn't mean that it doesn't affect you. It doesn't mean that it plays no role. It's more so, how are you handling things moving forward? You see it for what it is. You hear it for what it is. Even if you're having trouble understanding something for what it is, you still just want to keep a strong hold on your peace, because a lot of these people, places, and things do not have that. So when they see that in someone, when they see that in a place, when they see that in a thing, when they see that it carries light, right? They're going to try to attack or attach itself or to steal, so they can try to build themselves up. So I'm always going to stress to protect yourself to the best of your ability, because we voluntarily sometimes go through stuff, meaning we bring things upon ourselves, and then a lot of our traumas have been involuntarily. You know, from childhood we were already exposed to certain things. Certain things were already embedded in our DNA. Certain things were already passed down to us generational-wise, ancestral-wise, societal-wise. We see it every day. It gets pushed upon us. It gets shoved down our throats, pushed in our faces. But you have free will to choose how you're going to show up, how you're going to live, and how you will utilize these tools. Because believe it or not, your dark side is a tool to aid you along your journey once you learn how to channel. And that's my next point. You want to make sure your frustrations or your anger or any unwanted vibrations within you or energies within you, you're channeling it into something. That way it's leaving your body. I've recently started going on walks in the morning and in the nighttime, and it helps me cleanse, it helps me ground, it helps me just be at peace, because that is my birthright. If I get too sad or worked up, or I just feel like expressing myself, or even if I'm happy, I'll write poetry. And poetry for me is healing. It's soothing for the soul. It helps me also release. Sometimes it's cool to see something written down, you know, on paper. You don't have to write it down. You can type it. You can do whatever suits you. Singing is a vibration that is high. It can raise your vibrations. There's been times where I rapped and I felt a little better, because that's not my usual go-to. So it's just doing something different. You want to make sure that you're not doing the same thing. You do want to embrace your passions, and you do want to embrace what works for you, but you also want to learn different things. You know, you want to have different things under your belt, so you can say at least you tried it, even if it didn't work. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Rural. Yeah, cooking for some people is therapeutic. It doesn't have to be full-on cooking, but I know there's many different channels out there. You can, you know, cook full-on meals. You can bake or cook desserts. You can bake pies. You can do whatever will help you channel, because you want to make sure you're giving yourself an opportunity to consistently cleanse, to release, to build, to regroup, to grow, And in order to grow, you have to plant seeds somewhere. You have to start with something, even if it doesn't make sense to you, even if it feels weird. And majority of the time, what I've learned is when you do something new, you will feel stupid. You will feel like you don't know what you're doing. You will feel out of your comfort zone. You will feel like it isn't for you. You will feel a whole bunch of emotions, but don't let that detour you. Don't let that stop you from channeling. Don't let that prevent you from moving forward, because in order to find out if something works or not, you have to try it. Nobody can do it for you. This is your life. The only way that you're gonna learn is through experience. What else did I want to say? I'm gonna pull, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna pull like maybe one card from 2 decks, from my Animal Tarot deck and from my Moon deck. Really quick, let's see, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Oh, I literally just got Free Spirit. I've gotten like a couple of tattoos recently just to help keep me in alignment and release anything that's not on my vibration. I'm not really big on tattoos, but I felt it was time, so. One second. One of the things that I've seen in my lifetime, and I know I'm still living, but like, ooh, there's been moments I felt like I was crazy, or like I wasn't here. So some of the stuff I've seen and I've endured and I've been through would probably make somebody else feel like, you know, they're losing their sense of reality, or they're not in touch with reality. So if certain things have happened to me, and I can just imagine what has happened to the next person, you just want to be kind. You never know what somebody's going through. You don't ever want to add on to somebody's plate of burden or despair or just low vibration. And you don't have to add anything, truth be told, but if you do add something, let it be something peaceful. Let it be something high vibrational. Let it be something to raise their spirits, because there are so many people suffering in darkness. There are so many people lost, right? They don't have sight to see. There are so many people that are deaf, you know what I mean? They don't feel like they're being heard, and they don't feel like they can hear anything. So the best thing you can do is leave people alone, leave them be. And if you are going to do anything, you can offer them up in prayer if you do have a faith, or you can just send them healing vibrations. And I mean pure intentional healing vibrations. Nothing wicked, nothing, you know, dressed up as something other than it is. Just a simple good morning. Those little things make a difference in somebody's life. You don't always have to speak. Sometimes you can just smile. A smile on its own is very healing. A smile on its own is very powerful. It's very grounding. Oh, that's beautiful. Be love, one love. I literally just got, I'd have to turn around so you can see. I just got my scripture, love is patient, love is kind. It's still healing, but I've realized a lot of people don't know what love is. Some people will grow to understand it. Some people probably never will. And that's okay. I'm non-judgmental, so I put out that vibration regardless, because I love myself. I'm gonna continue to treat and love my neighbor as I love myself, and I'm always gonna strive to put that out into the universe, because love transcends on all physical levels. Yes, absolutely, you guys. You guys are so funny. Okay, let me see. Dark side that I was probably afraid to embrace a while ago, because I feel like the more I experience, the more confidence I build, the more I get disciplined with releasing disciplines, like in these standards and these inhibitions that other people place me in. I'm a wild, sexy, free spirit, and I probably didn't feel comfortable in my younger days embracing it the way I do now, because now I understand myself a whole lot better. And it might not even be a part of my dark side. It might just be a sensual feminine side that I probably overlooked, because the way I embrace it now is just I don't care if somebody agrees, I don't care if somebody does, it's still me. And I feel like that's probably where a little bit of the darkness comes from. Owning it, just owning it. It's such a rebellious thing to do, to own every part of yourself and step into that power of admiring yourself, loving yourself, just understanding the role that you play on this earth and the role that you play in your own life. Like, before anybody can do anything for you, before you can even accept anybody to do anything for you, you have to do it for yourself. And when you set that groundwork, when you understand the tone that you've been giving to yourself, you know, the standard that you're putting out for yourself, you will not accept anything less. I used to deal with a lot of BS back in my days, and then I just realized it's so much more peaceful without it. And yes, peace can be boring, because I know there's a trend of toxicity and narcissists going on, and just like they think that that's fun. They think that it's cool, and it's like, it's so dangerous. You don't even know, because you partake in these things for so long, even if it's not a long time. When you open yourself up to certain things, it can take a toll on your spirit. It can take a toll on your mental health. It can take a toll on your emotional well-being. It can take a toll on your physical health. You know, it's energetically, everything touches you. Everything that you touch, in return, it touches you. And you do not get a say-so in how much it can impact you or affect you if you're opening yourself up to entertain those kind of behavior patterns, behavior traits, you know, behavior cycles. Like, there's a lot of karmic energies out there, and I much rather be a simple old soul enjoying what I know is healthy for me. There's nothing wrong with exploring, there's nothing wrong with having a good time, but be mindful and know when to call it a good evening or a good morning, or you just want to protect yourself to the best of your ability. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Coach Carter. You guys are funny. Yeah, I don't mind sharing insight, because I feel like some of my experiences, along with the wisdom that I've received, it's made me very open-minded. The main thing is, you just never know. You never know. So always try your best to show up in a manner in which you feel comfortable and you feel you're showing up as your natural born authentic self. And with different scenarios, different obstacles, different times of the day, different feelings, you're going to show up a little differently. But as long as you're being true to yourself, that's all that matters. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Pottery. I've been wanting to do that for a while, so it's probably time I start looking into it. I think I'm gonna end this live and I'm gonna start a new one, because there's another topic I want to jump into. So thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I've started doing lives recently. Thank you guys for tuning in to this specific topic of embracing the darkness within you as well as the light, because they both serve purposes. And again, I want to close it out with, light comes from the darkness within. You have to find your way, and you can't be afraid. Oh, absolutely. I hope you do. Thank you much. Thank you much. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for even listening and wanting to hear what I have to say. Thank you for connecting. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. All right, guys. Bye. I'm going to start another live.